country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi, inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue.
Therefore, me ma kwa baba Azenga TV shivia. KSM akasa Koko Sentem Mesa. Odi nsembia tudwa. Ena when him say anytime bia KSM be kasa bia na say a fact. Ena odi tudwa. So this time around in Sembe ena KSM e dia tudwa. In Sembe ena waka ho asem. Therefore, we me kweti KSM in Sema
hello and thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Oh, sorry, Mika. Hello, short one. Hello. Thank you very much. Well, the name, of course, is Talk Shop, and the host, of course, is yours truly, KSM. And we come here and give you the truth. We tell the truth and let the chips fall where they may. And as we always say, folks, and as you know, what time is it? And the answer is always the same, folks. It's nation time. It's nation time. It's nation time. And today on this show,
this is Azinga TV.
The Pacho P. Let me quickly talk about the opening of Things Fall Apart. Many of you have read it. The book, the opening, there's a small opening. It's a quotation, and it says, "Turning and turning in the widening gyre. The falcon cannot hear the falconer. Things fall apart. The center cannot hold. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world." I mean, can you turning and turning in the widening gyre. The falcon cannot hear the falconer. Things fall apart. The center cannot hold. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. I'm going to substitute the word anarchy with chaos for our Ghana situation. Folks, I'm telling you, as I speak to you now, is mere chaos that has been loosed upon Ghana. Let me be frank and tell you this. Today on Talk Shop, you know, there's something called What If? I'm going to be talking about the what if scenario. Comedians use it a lot, Comedians can come up with crazy ideas. It's like, what if? They can come up with crazy ideas like, what if Jesus met Muhammad and they were having dinner? What if? And then they can create comedy out of it. But I'm not creating comedy today out of my what if situation. But eventually, what I'm going to be talking about today is, what if the NPP was in opposition? What if? I'm going to be talking about that. But I want to say this, folks. I am saying that mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. For Ghana, let me say, mere chaos. Let me tell you something frankly, folks. Whenever there's a nation where the judiciary is a victim of partisan politics, it is chaos. I kid you not. When you have a nation and the military has become a victim of partisan politics, it is chaos. And more importantly, when you have a nation where the media itself, which is supposed to be the media is supposed to be the watchdog for the people. That is what is the role of media? That's why we call it the fourth estate. The three estates are the executive, the judiciary, the legislature. These are the three estates. Apart from that, the only other independent estate is the media. We have that much powerful. But what I'm saying is that when that media itself, unfortunately, also becomes a victim of partisan politics, it's chaos. Having laid that foundation, let me welcome you all again to Talk Shop. And today, folks, let's be serious. Let me start by quoting my good friend Mustafa Hamid. He said the presidency has been so depraved. It has been muddied. And he says, wallahi, we have to rescue this country. Courtesy of my dear friend, Hamid Mustafa Mohammed.
This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi, inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
It's been so depraved, it's so muddied. We have to rescue this country. And folks, all I'm saying is this: in a few days' time, we're going to go back to the election to vote for which way we want to move. And I'm saying this: when we get to the election vote, the choice is between either we continue with this depraved direction or we pick a new direction. The choice is ours. And the topic today has said, what if the NPP was in a position? Pacho, I want you to think about this very, very carefully, because they hear me. The NPP proved themselves to be very, very dynamic in opposition. There's no question about that. From Rawlings' time, Kwame Prekom, led by who is now the president, one of the most amazing, fearful demonstrations ever in the history of this country was led by NPP. So let me say, let us imagine for once, what if the NPP was in opposition now? Folks, let's think about this without any prejudice. Let's just use our conscience just to think about the facts and then give me an answer. Folks, what if it was the NPP in opposition now, as we speak, and let's say Mahama and his NDC has risen the debt of Ghana to such an incredible figure, over $800 billion in debt. You know, yes, we are in debt too. Look at the level of debt. Let's say it wasn't Ken Ofori-Atta, but it was Sek Tekpe, who was the finance minister. And then he has raised Ghana's level to this astonishing high. Never before in our history have we seen such level of debt. And it's not only the level of debt, folks. We can't pay. Let's say it is under Mahama and under Sek Tekpe that we were experiencing this level of indebtedness. As I always say, we have grown from HIPIC. Yeah, I'm not sure. We used to be HIPIC. Like I always say, HIPIC was a highly indebted, poor country. But now we have gone past that. There are certain things too that we can grow past. We have grown past that. We are now a highly indebted, bankrupt.
Please subscribe to Azinga TV.
Country. Bankrupt is in Trayeka. And this was engineered, whether you like it or not, by the current government with Ken Ofori-Atta as finance minister. And I'm saying, what if right now as we speak it was the NPP in opposition and the NDC has raised its level of debt? Not only the debt, but in an attempt to do a debt restructuring, as they call it, debt restructuring, on which we are assured that there will be no haircuts. They're going to restructure the debt, but there will be no haircuts. Ken assured us, the president assured us, there will be no haircuts.
So let us remove any doubt and discard any speculation that the government is about to cut your retirement savings or the notional value of your investment. This is not the case. There will be no haircut on the principal of bonds. Individuals who hold bonds would also not be affected at all.
I also want to assure all Ghanaians that no individual or institutional investor, including pension funds, in government treasury bills or instruments, will lose their money as a result of our ongoing IMF negotiations. There will be no haircuts.
But what are we facing now? Imagine it was Mahama who came and assured Ghanaians that, yeah, we have created this huge debt. It's something we have created. We can't pay our bills. We have to restructure our debt. So Mahama and Setepe came and told us that we have to reset the debt. There will be no haircuts. And then after that, all the haircuts we are witnessing, folks, pensioners, retirees, all those who are vetted in bonds, the suffering they are going through. Pensioners have been dying of stroke. They've been dying of horrible diseases because they can't afford medication to take care of these things. Pensioners are suffering deep. Now, all I'm saying is that, they just imagine that Nana Akufo-Addo Almighty, it was Mahama and Setepe. I want you Ghanaians to imagine, what would we have done? Since what we are going through now, if it wasn't under the almighty NPP and Anado, but it was under NDC and Mahama, this haircut with pensioners, retirees, suffering, dying, what would have happened, Ghana? Let's be frank with ourselves. What is happening now that everybody is pretending that it's all cool and as they say, Ubiase, you are here. Ubiase, yeah, I salute. My question is, what if the MPP was in opposition? And you make please, can you imagine that Ghana will be in this state with MPP in the position and they'll be quiet? Oh, wallahi. Because a who born dog, they would have been quiet. The MPP would have let the NDC run away and leave their standards behind. What if, folks? What if you saw this big headline under the NDC and under Mahama? Auditor General says $12 million was spent on the Pualugu Dam. Big headline. Auditor General says, the auditor's report says that $12 million was spent on the Pualugu Dam under NDC and Mahama. Big headline. And then we come to find out that, hold on a minute. The Pualugu Dam has not been built. Just imagine the situation under Mahama. And please, I won't say anything. You tell me what you think the opposition would have done. Not be catch them, wallahi. And Mahama and the government then will run away and leave their sandals behind. That's what I'm talking about, folks. But we are looking at it right now and it's like, everything is cool. Maybe are you okay? Even the man, Bawumia, who said on radio that, it's been done. That's one of our greatest achievements. That's what he said, though. These are not my words. That's him saying it. Pualugu Dam is one of our greatest accomplishments. Many guys have talked about it, but we have been able to finish it. It's been done.
The most important project here in the north since independence, a Pualugu Dam project.
Okay.
Is the biggest investment. Say we're drawing books no since independence.
Okay. How
I check government be by say Pualugu Dam. But we're here as a signature project and in Ebeda number 1. So there's no doubt about that.
And then in 2024, they are back saying that, you vote for me again, and when I come back, I'll not do it.
I was championing the Pualugu Dam. We have not yet been able to do it. But by the grace of God, I believe we are going to do the Pualugu Dam. It has to be done.
Forget the MPP. If you say, as for you, your mind is made up, so that's the only thing you can think of. So forget the MPP. Ghanaians, I'm talking to you Ghanaians now, face to face. What would you Ghanaians do about this? Let's be real. We patrol. That's why we say truth and let the chips fall where they may. But let's be real. This is the world truth I am speaking. Let's say it was under Mahama and we were having the All African Games or whatever we call it, All African Games. And then we were told that $15 million was spent on feeding the athletes for maybe 2 weeks. $15 million was spent feeding the athletes for 2 weeks. That's it. To be a go with your life. No, I'm reversing. What if the opposition was NPP? Do you think that anybody in the government who can go away with such a statement? Oh, that we spent $15 million here, the Philly athletes, and one end of discussion. Folks, let's think. Let's think. Surprisingly, everybody treats this as no, they are normal. Folks, what if NPP was in a position?
Welcome to Azinga TV.
Mahama was the president. Every time he travels, he has to rent a special private jet. Ghana for Yaniso. Every time that Mahama is traveling, he rents a special private jet at the tune of what was it, $16,000 or something dollars an hour. Mahama and the rent here. What do you think the opposition would have done then? I'm telling you, I can swear to God, they would have let Mahama run away and leave his sandals behind. Do you catch my drift? That we are living under dispensation where things are so wrong, but for some strange reason best known to all of us, everybody is pretending that oh, it's okay, let's move on, folks. That I just want to today, that's why I said let me do this what if situation so that we can think about certain things. What if it was Mahama who had rented a private jet to travel, and each time the plane is lifted up, it's like $16,000 to $18,000 or $20,000 every hour? Oh, it's okay. Do you think the opposition would have sat down quietly? Can you imagine what would have come out from the lips of Wuntumi, the great old king? Can you imagine what would have come out of the lips of Abronye and all the various NPP stalwarts that they are sitting in this country, which is not the richest country, and every time that the president is traveling, he rent a private aircraft. I'm telling you, the opposition would not have been quiet. And believe me, I say they would have run Mahama to run away and leave his sandals behind. It's not just Mahama. I'm talking about the presidency. If anybody was the president then doing these things and the opposition was the NPP, would they allow this? Folks, the list can go on and on and on and on. The city is so depraved. Let me borrow the words. The city has been so depraved. The city has been so muddied. The city is a waste paper baller. And all this coming after the great assurance that Nana Addo says finally he has brought on the man to fix the CD.
I want in the enemy. I don't see one year deep down the end now for so. When you see that say maybe Muswa, now for so. Because Sikano and Munyedu. The wrong year to make a say about ye. The Bible says on near the Syria and more do now one in deep down when you are for so. What if I said no more when you are for so? Ekahubi tina miko fa Bawumia some come ho ye hihye ye sikasam no ehie na sika no emunye dubio let me the kumani ahoto so abagana. At that time, folks, it was almost 4 cedis to the dollar. We get $1, you get 4 cedis. Hey, NTB there. As Nado said, see now hata. I like. See the aye hata. It's useless. Aye paper. Aye toilet paper. And at that time, we for $1. Aye toilet paper. Intimidate Bawumia Ba. He is the guru who has worked at the Bank of Ghana. He has experience. He has the knowledge.
In Kufuor's time, one of the people who advised and helped him develop a strong CD was my running mate, Mahamudu Bawumia. Then he was deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana. It's one of the reasons I brought him to come and join me, that we will work on the CD and create again a strong CD that will be able to allow us to develop our economy and allow our traders and our to be able to develop.
Even then, most of the MPP people were against Bawumia coming. They said, but this man is not an MPP man. I said, no, please, for the sake of the economy, let me bring him back. So in comes the deliverer of the economy. And when he came and the city was stabilized for a few moments, he said, I have arrested the city, I've locked the CD, and I've given the key to the IGP. I've locked it.
When we came in, it was running. Essentially, we have arrested it. and the IGP has the keys. He's locked it up. We've arrested it.
8 years later, the dollar is at 17 cedis after the lockment. No, what if? Let us reverse this. What if is the NDC in power now? And the CD, you need 17 cedis to get $1. What do you think the opposition MPP would have then said? I swear to God, come kasi impeach Mahama, because the CD has been so depraved and so muddied that it has gone to this devastating level. Oh, Mahama should be impeached. I'm telling you, if the MPP was in opposition now, they will make such noise. Why not? And I'm not saying that the noise is bad. Oh, it is good. The noise keeps the government on its toes. The noise makes the government realize that our duty as opposition is to keep you on the alert. So I'm not saying it is wrong. I'm saying that right now, what if they were in power? You would have heard from the opposition. They would have dragged this issue. They would have probably have an emergency parliamentary session to address the sinking city. It would have been considered a national disaster. Let me catch them. Sanka, right now, if it was the MPP in opposition watching the CD deteriorate to such devastating low levels, and so it's going to go lower and lower and lower, what would the opposition have done then? If the NDC was in position, I'm telling you folks, they would have given Mahama and Takpe or whoever was in power hell, because they would say no, let's call for a state of emergency. The way our currency is declining, the way the state of our currency is embarrassing, the way, apart from that it is declining and is embarrassing, the way it is affecting Ghanaians, I think that's the most important thing. Ghana, for the way it is affecting you. Master, it's devastating. 2,000, how much were you making? Next year 16,000. What was that equivalent to? then today, as we talk, you need like 4 or 5 times that amount to carry on. People are suffering. And forget about all of that. We all know people are suffering. I don't have to come here and relate Baumia's litany of the nurses are suffering, the blah 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 suffering. I don't have to repeat that. You know that yourself. I am just only asking, what if at this time it was the MPP that was in the position? What would have happened? Folks, I hope you are appreciating my what if situation. And the reason I'm doing this, and I'll tell you the final reason before I end the show. But what if? What if? Let us move on to the National Cathedral. The National Cathedral, if it was Mahama or some other government who has said that, oh, I like that God made me win the election, so I'm committing to God, I'm building God a National Cathedral, and these are going to be private funds. Maybe the churches and the mosque and the private business. I won't touch Abansika. I am not going to touch any government money. I just want to build a cathedral for God. This is my pledge, not the nation's pledge. This is not the pledge of Ghana that we took under oath. This is my pledge that I won the election. I'm pledging to you, I'm building you a national cathedral. This is my project. I am not going to put this as a burden on Ghana. I am here to protect the public purse. I want to protect the public purse. I won't allow anybody to dig into this, to build this cathedral. Let's say Mahama said that. Mahama said, I'll build the cathedral because God has helped me. I have made a personal pledge to God. And then what do we find at the end of the day? That for now, the government has spent close to or above 58 million US dollars of taxpayers' money. Now, Mahama has spent 58 million of taxpayers' money, not to build the cathedral crowd, just to dig a hole. This is a
Zinga TV.
You have not come to the cathedral now. It's just the foundation. We built the hole, which are here now is like a 3 times size Olympic swimming pool. Mahama Naye, $58 million of taxpayers' money. What if, folks? What if it had been the MPP in opposition? I'm not asking MPP, I'm asking you Ghanaians. What do you think the opposition would have said about this by now? And now if the opposition is not going to say anything there, then but as opposition, as media, as profession, our duty is to safeguard this country. So if this thing can go on and go on free, and there's no iota of noise, that there be $58 million has that a who for Ghana. Media, all I want you to answer me today, what would the opposition have done? And my question is, if MPP, if you were in the position, would you sit down and watch this? Maybe yes. If you were in the opposition, and Mahama was the one who was the leader and whoever, and he has caused financial loss to the nation because he has used $58 million of taxpayers' money. But they see a whole. Look at me and tell me in the face. Say whoever is the leader of the opposition then. Or not even the leader of the opposition, whoever is a member of whatever, would you have just said, oh, hey. And to date, we still have a very, very intelligent people, board members who still defend this garbage. And folks, this $58 million so far is just for the pit. It's for the pit. Value the land assets. The land, the buildings that were pulled down, the massive buildings that were pulled down, the offices that were pulled down, all because somebody has made a personal pledge. Or let me not say somebody, all because Mahama has made a pledge to God. Say, so Mahama pulls down all the buildings in the area. Mahama destroys the public, the passport office. All the whole land that ministers were occupying and important offices were occupying, Mahama pulled them all down with his NDC. Say, Ebabisi Cathedral. So the $58 million crowd is the Pidi Abdago. Can you imagine the cost of the buildings that have been pulled down? I'm telling you, if you calculate it, this is probably in excess of 100 million. Yebugu in front of all our eyes, and we're all watching. And I'm playing my what if. I am telling you for a fact today, if I'm lying, then people will come and walk and say, okay, so you're lying. We would have been very, very happy. Then we know where you stand. I come and say, okay, Sam, you're lying. We would have been very, very happy with the devastation and the deadness, the cost. Oh, even if we were in opposition there, I would have supported. Please, MPP, I beg you, come out with that statement. That if you happen to have been in opposition, I would have applauded this and be 100% behind it. Please tell us, because it will help us advise ourselves as we go to vote on December 7th. We really want to know where you stand. Today I'm saying, yeah, what if? What if? That's all I'm asking today. Do you remember the PDS? PDS that was set up to all of a sudden be the agency to collect electricity bills and things. PDS was so scandalous that even the US Compact, which had promised Ghana some millions of dollars to support the PDLS, they decided they won't even send the second tranche because they don't see it. They don't see the transparency. There's a lot of corruption. US crowd suspending that tranche. Can you imagine that at this time it was the NPP in opposition? I swear to God, they wouldn't have stopped there. In opposition, the NPP would have pushed and said, somebody caused financial loss. Let us deal with that person. Come there. So, Missy, public statements like, you are lying. We support the PDS and we support the fact that they collected all this money for I don't know how many months and didn't account for a penny to the electricity corporation. If that's what is, what to come up and shame me, folks. So, all I'm saying today is this: December 7th, we have a choice. If you believe, like me, that Ghana is in a very chaotic position, and this has nothing to do with any party, it has to do with Ghana. Ghana is sinking. If you ask me now, I'll tell you that Ghana has sunk to the level, I can't use that word on TV, on online. So let me describe what I'm trying to say. Do you know the excrement of the bull? So you know the excrement of a bull. What do you call that? That is where Ghana is now, man. We are swimming in the excrement of a bull, and I'm telling you, the whole point of my show today is that if it was the NPP in opposition and all this excrement of the bull situation that we are looking at today have been caused by Mahama and his cohorts, I'm telling you, the NPP would have impeached him. Because this is beyond incompetence. This is catastrophic. They kind of say this is a catastrophic failure of immense proportions. It is beyond incompetence. Folks, I'm telling you the truth. Let the chips fall where they may. Even the Bank of Ghana, for the first time in the history of Ghana, the Bank of Ghana is running at a loss. The facts are there. The governor himself knows that the Bank of Ghana is making miserable losses. And it is at this time that they choose to house themselves in one of the greatest infrastructural edifices in Accra, the Bank Square at this time. If, I'm telling you, the NPP was in opposition, and Mahama and the then Bank of Ghana had tried to do this considering the level of our indebtedness, considering the debt restructuring, considering everything negative that is happening, you would have seen or heard what the NPP would say. And I'm telling you once again, they would have let Mahama run and leave his sandals behind. And folks, I'm sorry, I'm telling the truth as I know it. If you agree with me, fine. If you don't, it's okay. But I doubt that anybody can come and tell me that everything I said is not factual. It is factual. Now here's the funny thing, here's the funny thing that with all these lists that I consider deplorable failures, our man, the almighty Nana Addo, says he succeeded. He did extremely well. And that the man to replace him, the man of vision and the man of integrity, is Baobia. You listen to this before I end.
Jerry John Rawlings, John Ajikun before, John Dramani Mahama, and myself, and another man. Of all these, Jerry Rawlings had a second term. John Ajikun before had a second term. Nana Addo before had a second term. The only one who was not given the second term is Dr. Mani Mahama. There's a reason for it. Was it the demand and so Ghana for any and looking Yaman and then also for some of you, what is he coming to do? Yen Pet Upia. What prepared 8 years in opposition as my deputy, 8 years in office as vice president, a man of unimpeachable integrity.
Please subscribe, comment, and share for more content.
16 years I've been operating in Mantilia.
So there you go. This was said in Kumasi. Mahama is a failed president. He was successful because he lasted 8 years with everything I've listed. That's amazing success. Pacho Crap. With everything I've listed, he was successful. And not only that too. Now we have to wait for the man who can beat his success. And that is Bawumia. Let us vote for Bawumia. He's a man of integrity and a man of vision. Let me end this way. At the risk, I'm saying this, I'm ending at the risk of incurring the wrath of many people. But I know I have spoken the truth. If regarding everything that we have said so far, may I respect democracy. And democracy is the rule of majority. If with everything I've said so far, Ghanaians, and the election is not rigged, Patrol, if it is a free and fair and transparent election, and Ghanaians go and they say, Stella Bawumia is our man, we want more of everything we have talked about. I promise you, you will see more. You see more of arrogance. You see more of impunity. And you see more of corruption, which has plagued us in the last 8 years. Only say, ya bobia no Ghana say bobia nkasa. Mami de makame no kre. And as God, thank you. As God is my witness, anytime, any day, as long as I'm alive, if you ask me, these are the same things I will say. So wallahi, we have to rescue this country. Inshallah. The country has been muddied. The country has been depraved. Wallahi. And I not just wallahi, wallahi, I have to add more. Wallahi, we shall rescue this Ghana. That's for the Muslims, for the Christians. In the blood of Jesus, we shall rescue this country. For the Apostle Then she will say, what about we use Lusudimu? We shall rescue the country. For the Hindu and the Buddhist, for whatever you believe in this universe, we shall rescue this country. There's no other choice. In the meantime, folks, as I always say, what time is it? It's nation time. We'll be back.
And then some KSM, Eddie Atuja. Other four, also this match of our general comment session. I say, the KSM can you own the agent. Say inka MPP no opposition inka de mo be ye no inka ebe che die NDC ya na ena nke ye NDC na wo power inka say ena ka Ghana for ebe si a react best re wa obis match wa adwen wo comment section na say aba me like comment na share say the be ya for so ebe nya bi ahwe hwe wa sit nam na to abapa aha eya Zinga TV. Yakrao.
Thank you so much for watching. Kindly don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Stay safe till we meet in the next one. I love you and it's bye for now.